How you doing, everybody? Welcome along. Sorry I haven't been with you for a week or so now. We've been really busy. We went off up to Northumberland last weekend for a fabulous event. I've got some footage that in the camera that I will need to edit. There's a lot of editing to do on that. Then we've got a busy weekend this weekend. We got Cian's birthday party tomorrow, so we got a lot of people coming around for that, so my time is very limited. One thing though, we got back, I knew I had an issue with the hot tub. All the water turned green. The pump hadn't been on, so I've had to empty the hot tub, the lazy spa, and do a repair. So for those of you that have got a lazy spa, if ever you get the error E for Echo, E02, hopefully in this video I'm going to help you about how to fix it for £8. £8 is all it cost me. I had to wait for Amazon to deliver it, but I got there. So yeah, join me on today's video as I get our hot tub fixed, and hopefully it'll be okay for tomorrow. It'll be nice and hot. As usual, guys, if you could please like, subscribe, all those things, they'll be up there. The usual. Comment. Do comment if you like it. I'll be back next week with you, hopefully with either another installment of our trip to France, or possibly the Northumberland from last week. Next weekend, very busy one for us, so I'll have a video of that as well. We're organising Worcester Carnival, so I'll give you a behind the scenes look at Worcester Carnival, and then the week after that we're off up to the beautiful city of Durham for yet another city centre race. It'll be amazing. Really got some busy stuff coming up. All I need now is time to edit it. Cheers and thanks. We got the dreaded E02 error on the lazy spa. It's not pretty at all. So I've tried the usual flushing out. That hasn't worked. Had to wait for the part to arrive, and as you can see, because there's been no filtration, I got pea soup in here. So let's hope I'm going to be able to get this fixed. Okay, we've experienced the first little problem. This baby here is taking the entire fitting out of the tub. So I cannot get that separated, so I therefore can't get the black bung on to prevent the water from coming out. So I'm going to attempt something different to see if I can still prevent the water from coming out and not put on the black bung. So it's going to involve a sandwich bag. Okay, sandwich bag over filter back into position, screw in there. Now in theory, when I put that back in, all that plastic should prevent the water from pouring out all over the patio. Gonna have a try. First of all, I'm going to put a big black bin bag on my arm because that water looks rank. I don't want to be putting my arm in there. Let's see how I get on. Take my microphone off and put it there for a minute because I don't want it hanging over the tub. I think I managed to do that. Oh God, I have a lot of tidying up to do in this area. Now, I'm going to put on the one area that does fit, I'll put the non-return black valve, and then we can disconnect the power unit. By the way, I did go down and switch off the electrical power. Okay, so the electrics are switched off. It's now just time to get in there, disconnect everything, connect up the drain hose. This can be draining while I hopefully get the pump to work. Okay, pump unit disconnected. Got a slight trickle coming out of there, but I'm going to put the hose onto that now so it drains off down the drain. But yeah, the sandwich bag isn't behaving. So it's bin bag back on, and take off the filter with the sandwich bag, and hopefully this tub will start empty. I got it draining. Now, let's see what we can do with this pump. So I think pretty much we need a E02 screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. It looks like I need to take out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Get the, no idea, but I did buy some parts from Amazon. So let's have a look and see what we can do. It's all we can do, isn't it? Okay, let's get a screwdriver. I would say this size is probably good enough. I'll have a look. And the final screw. There she goes. We're in. Okay, what do I have to do in here? So I suspect the piece that's giving me trouble is the impeller. I've got all the sails, I got new clips, and what I'm going to need to do, the pump is down underneath this, so I'm going to have to pop the bottom off, release a couple of screws down there so as I'm going to be able to lift this up, separate it from the pump, and take the pump out the bottom. The pump obviously is at the end of this first tube here, where the water from the tub goes in. So we'll have a go at that now. So I got 3 screws here. I've been into this machine before because that screw there, as you will see, is not one of the original screws. So here we go. This is the baby I was talking about, this one here. So what I will do is get that released from above, separate it out, and then pop the pump out and see if the impeller is damaged. Okay, I've loosened off a couple of the screws down below. Now I'm going to loosen off the screws here on the heater element so I can wriggle off the pump and get the pump out. Now that I've loosened those screws up above, it should be quite simple now if I just give this a little chug. Yeah, and out it comes. So now, it's the pump mechanism. All I need to do is take this out of here, so I'll either take off this one here, or indeed I can take off the clip on this end and take it out for maintenance. And there we have it, there's the pump. Got it out now, so it's quite rusted up as you can see. Now to open it up, check the seals and replace the impeller and hope that fixes it. Okay, that's the unit open. This is what I suspect is the issue. This impeller, as you can see, it's got a massive crack. It's broken to bits. I reckon that there has been my issue. I'm going to replace that now with this new one. This whole set cost £8 on Amazon. So I've got the big sail, I've got the impeller, I got new screws and nuts. So it's just a matter of popping that in, clean it all down, make sure all that silicon's out of the way, get it nice and tidy, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's it fixed. They're both very magnetic, so don't really want to be putting them too close together. But yes, hopefully. Whoopsie daisy. When I separate these two things out. Whoa. That one, as you can see, brand spanking new, shiny. That's all I'm going to do. Going to pop that in, clean it all down, and that should be it. Okay, so the new impeller is in. Now I'm just putting in the new seal. Just get that into position, and then I will line up the other bit of the pump, which is down here. That's the old seal. It wasn't particularly bad, but as I have a new one, I might as well fit it. And then I'll pop this lid on, and we should be done. There, into there, and then I will use these new fresh nuts and bolts in the bag to tighten it all back up. So the screws back in, everything's looking good. It's looking quite sealed around the sides. The only bit that I'm concerned about is this seal here. Has a bit of crack into it, so I'm going to pop that off and use one of the ones that came in the pack. So now it's just a matter of pop this back in here. There are a couple of retaining screws here which will line up down here, and then connect that into the inlet hose. Put the base back on, connect the 12 volt to the transformer that has just fallen through there, and then put the lid back on the other side, screw back down the retainers that I loosened off on the heating element. Now just screw back down the retaining screws for the 12 volt transformer, for the heater element. So that's it, all reassembled. Can't test it now until tomorrow, till I get some water into the pump. So it's all refilling now. We're back up above the water line of the pump. So let's turn it on and see if there's any errors. This one's the pump, that's the heat. I don't know if you can hear that. It appears to be spinning quite nicely. No clicking as previously. I think we've had a result. I'm going to turn the heat on now, because I would ideally like to get this nice and hot for the guys tomorrow. I'll mic it up to full heat and I'll drop it down later on. And if I just pull this cover over, we're currently just below the minimum line. I'll come back to it in a while. And yes, £8 fix. Amazon appears to have done the job. And there you have it. No problems, it's been turned on for a while, filter is fine, it's heating nicely, it's on 30 degrees now, it'll be lovely and warm for the guys for tomorrow. All's looking good. Thank you ever so much for sticking along with me. Bit of a different one this week, I know, but I'll be back to either events or doing stuff around the garden. It's been great having you, and please do like, subscribe, share, all of the usual. If you like what you've seen so far, there are lots of other videos. Just have a look at my playlists, and I'll catch you next week for some more, I reckon, events. Shall we go with events? Let me know in the comments. Thanks guys, God bless.